what it is.
Hey everybody, welcome. I was just busy watching Kandi speak on it because I wanted to be able to recap it for y'all. Did anybody catch it? Are y'all watching it all at the same time? It's still on. It's going off right now. I'm right here. Can y'all see me? Where's Tisa? Did y'all get who said where's Tisa? Brown Sugar said where's Tisa? I'm right here. Nobody could see me? Y'all. So anyway, I was watching Kandi speak on it. They were giving their opinion on everyone. But really I was watching it because I wanted to see what happened between that altercation between Kim and Aunt Bertha. I wonder if Aunt Bertha's a Cancer. She got a lot of emotion in her heart. Yeah, that's right, ladies. I was shocked too. Phillip got a boyfriend, right? Now, here's the thing. I guess I didn't see it. I was about to be like, I saw it from the beginning. I didn't see him having a boyfriend because I was like, ooh, maybe some tension between Chandrika and Phillip. But then again, maybe it is still some thing between Chandrika. Yeah, what's going on? Listen. Hey, what's up, D. Havelin? Hey, Donna. Hey, Amari. So listen, right? Phillip and Phillip. Here's the thing. I get my ideas about people, but they're wrapped up usually just like around the principle, not the person. So I go with the principles. That's why people sometimes think, oh, you flip flop. No, because I have like a core idea of what it should be. And whoever fits into that at any moment, I rock with you. If you don't fit into that, right? Phillip. Last week, right? Look at me looking like my dad with my little comb over. Listen, I lost my, if y'all don't care. Anyway, I'm always start talking about my life and you're like, we don't care. So anyway, listen, right? Now, let's fluff it up a little bit. Okay, so listen, Phillip, what's your ideas about Phillip? Because I'll say this. Last week, I was like, really? Phillip? I was looking like the staff meeting where he came in and he's like, hello, my name's Phillip. And I was like, yeah, go kick rocks. But this week, I think Phillip might become the crowd favorite. I really, really honestly do. I don't understand. Here's the thing. Kandi's very loyal to the people that are loyal to her. And I see why they have so much turnover with management because in my life, don't get me wrong, I have a healthy disdain for authority, but I will still give somebody respect that's due as a boss, right? And I find it odd that a lot of the staff talk to Phillip like he worked for them. They talk to Phillip like he's the dishwasher, being like, excuse me, can I leave early? And them being like, what you want? Brian came in on 100. A Tug and Pool came on 100. Chandrika was just like, whatever. Phillip has the patience of a saint because honestly, I don't know if I would still be working there. I see why it's almost like, and here's the thing, I don't clearly understand Phillip's position. Kandi had a live earlier today, and I didn't get a chance to ask her about Phillip. I actually forgot because I wasn't thinking about Phillip. But what is Phillip's position? Does Phillip have the power to fire people? When I worked like in places, I used to always wonder, like when new management came or when you were the manager, the first thing they advised you to do was to literally like fire everybody, right? The first thing, hold on, y'all. The first thing, right, that they asked you to do was fire people, clean out the people that had any type of resistance to your authority. And then with new management, you bring a new team if you're the manager, or if you're not on the manager's team, everybody knows that if you don't play ball with the manager, you will be escorted out. This is par for the course. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know if it's capitalistic. I find it odd that, again, what is Phillip's authority? Is he there to make sure that the people there learn how to like be their best selves? Because if that's why Phillip's there, he ain't gonna work. He ain't gonna last. He doesn't know how to talk. Like, because Kandi's loyal and she doesn't want to let anybody go. So I'm like, did you want Phillip to change things, or did you want Phillip to take the existing situation and make it work better? If it's about taking that existing situation and making it work better, it ain't gonna happen. But you know what? I don't know if it could happen with anybody. except maybe Don Juan. And if Kandi and Todd dropped everything they were doing and went in there to help people, that's the only way, the only way, the only way I can actually see it working. Y'all feel me on this one? Right? Literally. Do you feel me on this one? Like, I just don't see how it's going to work. Now, if Phillip was brought in there to clean things up, a lot of people need to go. Like Chandrika. I love Chandrika, but Chandrika reminds me of me when I was younger so much. Chandrika needs somebody she respects in order for her to follow. And she doesn't respect Phillip. Tug and pull. They came in on 100. Now, I will say that Brian's the one with the blonde hair, right? I think that's his name. Brian was much more gracious. So let me take him off because he got a little bucky where he was just like, Phillip was like, what brought you here? And he was like, changes. And he was like, oh, you mean like me? And again, yes, Phillip was looking for an ego stroke because Brian was confused for a second. Like, did you do what? He was confused. And then he was just like, and the thing is, Phillip was just looking to be like, well, I had a problem in the past. Because here's the thing. We all do it, right? When you get a job, you talk your ish to your manager, right? Well, in the past, I had issues. I didn't like the way but now that I hear that there's new management, I've heard great things about you, Phillip. So I wanted to come back and see if this could really be different because I love the restaurant and I really want to work with the restaurant. This is just a bullshit I thought off the top of my head, right? We all know how to, the fact that Brian was like, oh, well, did you bring any changes? And I was like, how can you talk to, just like when I said with Chandrika, the way Phillip came into the room like he was Debo and figuratively lifted little Chandrika up by her neck with her little toes dangling like, you don't speak unless you're spoken to on some Thanos Thor shit. He literally humiliated Chandrika in front of the group. And then he expected Chandrika to be like, okay, boss. It's like, yeah, you made an enemy for life because you literally came in and you want to show your authority. So you literally lifted poor Chandrika up and had her little feet dangling figuratively at that group meeting. And I really said, but what did you expect to happen after that? Did you expect Chandrika to thank you? Did you expect Chandrika to run after you? You know that you were burning that bridge, and especially because Chandrika's an Aquarius. If y'all know anything about Aquarius don't let anything go at all. At all. Aquarius, listen. Aquarius don't let nothing go at all. At all. When you hurt their feelings, I think because usually with Aquarius, when you try to hurt their feelings, they be singing on Marion, I got an ice box where my heart used to be. Like Aquarius, if you cannot do, this is what I found. I have a couple Aquarius girlfriends and I love them. But if you cannot help them, and Capricorn, both Aquarius and Capricorn, if you cannot help them build, if you do not serve a purpose, if you do not help them get to their goals, and I'm not saying they expect you to actually help them, but you have to fit into something that they actually feel they need. If they do not feel like they need you, then you are valueless to them. And it doesn't mean they're going to mistreat you. It just means that for Aquarius who can turn off that emotional switch very easy, it's an act of love to actually show you, like when you're just like, my feelings are hurt. It's an act of love for them to get on the phone and be like, okay, what happened? Like, how I hurt your feelings? Tell me. And in their head, they want you to hurry up and finish talking so they can be like, babes, I'm sorry. And we can get back to having fun. That's what Aquarius think when they apologize, right? But if you hurt them, they ain't letting that go. They will sit there and mull it over in their head, almost like a star athlete watching a shot they missed at the finals until they get their chance again to go to finals. And then boom, they will get you back. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, right? Yeah, the Aquarius' cutoff game. Who said that? Yes, Big Sister said, hey, what's up, Big Sister? Said the Aquarius' cutoff game is flawless. Phillip came in there like, wow, right? Oddly enough, he went in on Chandrika and everybody was being disrespectful. I found it interesting. He went in on the woman, but that said, Chandrika was putting 20 on 10, but Phillip ain't have to publicly humiliate her, which lets me know that one of the reasons Phillip might be so like, is that I don't know if insecure is the right way, but I think Phillip has natural tendencies to be a leader. I think he has all the ingredients to be a great leader. When he said that he's going to open his own OLG, I said, I can see that happening because you have it in you. However, I think that for some reason with the old lady gang, maybe because he's coming into everybody else's space and they're reminding him that he's stepping into their face. For some reason, I feel like he feels a bit insecure. And when I say insecure, not like he's like, ooh, but insecure in he doesn't know where he fits in, but he knows he should be at the top, but he doesn't know how to make them respect. And here's the thing with Phillip, I feel for him because honestly, I don't know how he's going to do it either, because it's like two things, right? If you exert yourself as their boss, they're going to have a problem with you. But if you're too friendly with them, they ain't going to respect you either. Do you see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I see what's going on. That place is run like a family. And in a family, everybody's equal. Yeah, you might be, except for the mom and dad. But ain't Kandi and Todd the mom and dad? Don Juan is the uncle, right? The cool uncle that come around, but you still got to respect him, right? But he ain't going to spank you like mom and dad. So it's like the family already got the mom and dad. So when you get into the sisters and the brothers, everybody's equal. Now everybody got different roles, but everybody's equal. So it's just like, remember when your parents used to leave and like your older brother and sister would be like, now let me tell you what's going to happen. And you would be looking like, what's going to happen? Tell me. What's going to happen? No, actually, why don't you sit down and tell me what you think is going to happen, right? And then I'll tell you what's really going to happen. So I feel like Phillip is like, he's like, yo, I'm the oldest. Mom and dad are gone. And everybody's just like, boy, get out of here. Like, no, we ain't doing this. It's 8 of us and none of you, right? Even when Phillip said, when Chandrika invited Phillip out for a drink, right? This show was actually really interesting to me. You know, I love doing character studies, right? Listen, Keisha said, Don Juan cool. Y'all better stop, right? Don Juan is he's like, very likable. And one thing about Don Juan that I find most likable, usually when I meet people, I can not figure them out, but I can get a feel for them really, really quickly. Most people can, right? But Don Juan and other people they actually make friends with, I'm not saying I have an opportunity to make friends with Don Juan, but I find it intriguing with people where it takes time to really get to know their layers. Don Juan is still a mystery to me. I don't know how his mind works. I don't know what gets him. I know he's fiercely loyal to Kandi. I know that Kandi always want to do, from what I see, want to do 80 million things. And Don Juan's job is to be like, all right, like we already got these 40. Like Don Juan's job is to make sure Kandi executes flawlessly. But in my mind, half of executing flawlessly is knowing when to pull people back, because it's like, even though I think I can go, you're pulling me back and being like, hold on. Like if you want to execute flawlessly, that's not, anyway, that doesn't matter, right? Back to the thing, right? Phillip, when Chandrika invited everybody out for a drink. Now, first of all, Chandrika, when she was talking, she didn't want to invite Phillip. Phillip just happened to be standing there, and Chandrika had like either ignored him for so long, or Chandrika's an Aquarius. She did that shit on purpose. Chandrika was sitting there inviting them out for drinks, and she wasn't planning on inviting Phillip. And Phillip knew that. I wonder, are they both Aquariuses? Because Phillip but he gives me Earth sign, whatever. But Phillip knew that Chandrika wasn't planning on inviting him. And then Brandon's ass comes and he's like, yeah, like I'm gonna go, and looks at Phillip like, you going? And Phillip, because he knew that Chandrika was trying to insult him, was like, Ch-. And Brian was like, oh, so we gonna see you? And then Phillip's like, Ch-, not with you. Phillip, you are angry at Chandrika. You wanted to be included. You wanted them to be like, hey, boss, we're having drinks after work. Could you please come? You want that. That's the thing about Phillip I see. you want to have a family and you want to be friendly with these people, but you don't know how to exert your authority and still keep your personal boundaries. And that was my long wrapped up way of saying, even though I said in the first episode, Phillip is a-hole, I think he is a-hole presenting. I think he actually might be a big softy inside. And usually people that are big softies inside, they put up that very, very, very hard exterior because is Phillip a Taurus? Because Taurus do that. They put up a very hard exterior, right? And then once you get to know them, you're in. And it doesn't matter after you get to know them what your personal shortcomings are. They have taken the time to see you at your best and worst, and they decided even at your worst, they still rock with you. So after that, it's basically like unconditional love, unconditional friendship, unconditional everything. But again, Phillip reminds me of someone that you have problems setting up your personal boundaries. So you're like, rah, 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 set the giant, right? And you're like dangling poor little Shandrika by her little toes, scraping the ground, right? Rawr, said the giant. And yeah, Phillip doesn't know how to set personal boundaries because once he is friendly with you, I don't think he knows how to actually manage. I don't think he knows how to tell. So anyway, back to Shandrika. When Phillip knew what Shandrika was doing and that she didn't want to invite them. And it hurt little Phillip's feelings. It did. So you said, oh, not with you. And you were talking to Brian, but it's like, Phillip, this is like, Phillip, be just a little bit more aware because your beef was with Shandrika. And all you have to do is say, well, you wasn't even going to invite me. So no, I'm not going to go get a drink. But you didn't want Shandrika to know you wanted to get invited, even though it was obvious to Shandrika you did. You know, here's the thing, right? Being assertive only works if you got something to say. Because if you don't have anything good to say, then you just loud and wrong. I think that's a lesson a lot of people think. They think like writing paragraphs makes them eloquent. They think that like being makes them like assertive. Like, no, that only works if you actually have something of value to add. If not, people have even more disdain for you because you just finished wasting everybody's time. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, you said, Nolan said, don't be reading a Taurus life, exposing us to the people. That's why Taurus fight to keep people out. Because once a Taurus lets you in, because they know, they're like, I've already seen you at your worst. I know you're flaky, you're this, you're that, but you know what? I rock with you. So it don't matter what you do. And that's why people are like, yo, Taurus will just accept anything. That's not true. They just accepted that your particular brand of BS, it don't really matter to them too much. But please believe if it did, you would be out. But you would have never gotten in. You know what it's that? I think he's too close to the edge. I think if he wasn't their boss, he would actually hang out with them. Maybe. But I feel like the reason he didn't go is because Shandrika didn't want him to go and wasn't inviting him. And Phillip knew that. And Shandrika knew that. And that hurt Phillip's feelings. Again, Phillip was an only child. He was raised by his mommy. He was the apple of her eye. I think Phillip also has only child syndrome. I think Phillip does have only child syndrome. And a lot of times with only child syndrome, that's what happens, you know? Listen. Wait, Phillip mentioned on Kandi, speak on it, he's a Pisces. Let me tell you something. Men and women Pisces are completely different. They are. Most zodiacs, the men and the women are completely different. They are. Leo men, that devil. Leo women, yo, they stand 10 toes down, the life of the party, and be like, hey, hyping you up, right? You know, a Leo, a Libra, and a Gemini, yes, it's like hell on wheels, right? So anyway, like the Gemini will concoct the crazy plan. The Libra will be like, I'm going to do it. The Leo will hype them up so the Libra does it. The Libra will do it. Everybody's laughing, having fun. It's good. Now listen. Pisces men are very, very emotional. And that's why that makes sense. That's why he keeps up that boundary, because you know, Pisces, it's an ocean of emotions, and they're usually very, very, very emotional. So this is why he keeps that wall up, because he knows maybe he's not a big softie, because that's one thing about Pisces. Y'all be thinking they're little fishies, goldfish, like, oh, that's so cute, little koala bears, until you notice those 10-inch long talons. Pisces are the silent killers of the zodiac. They literally, Pisces are like, and everybody, not everybody, but the dumb people always test them. And then the Pisces comes with their big Bambi eyes and their sweet eye and their little tears that hang off the bottom of their lashes so pretty and be like, "Ugh," and will rip your heart out. Okay, so that's what it is. Also, Pisces, once you get them started, they don't know how to calm it down. So it's better. Let's like, I don't even want to get to this point before I do anything. Listen, I love Leos. I love Geminis. I love air signs. I actually love most signs, right? I love most signs. So anyway, right? Let's get into this episode. I know I had to do a case study on Phillip, but I was actually shocked at how my opinion on Phillip literally went 360. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get into this much. And I want to hear what you guys had to say too. Okay. Brian. Everybody loves Brian. And I'll say one thing, everybody should, because Brian seemed really good and really competent at his job. That is what you want in a server. I'm interested to see if there is some type of relationship that will redevelop between Brian and Torn. Again, Phillip and Brian, they seem fine. Brian was taken a little back when he was like, I don't know, have you changed the place? And I was like, y'all need to stop talking to someone that came in there that actually needs your respect. Like, can we stop this, right? It was really heartwarming to see Brian's battle with drinking and the way his faith pulled him through. See, listen, you know, some people believe in God. Some people believe that the church of God is in man. Some people believe that there is spiritual, there's the earth as above, so below. Some people think that when, you know, it doesn't matter. The point is, if you're focused to find your inner life and your purpose looks toward the direction of God, I think it's actually a brilliant thing that Brian literally, in the depths of Corona, that had so many of us like depressed, not knowing what we're doing, a little lost. It was crazy times. I remember even hearing about the people that did the PPP loans, right? And they were like, and I was like, who would be stupid enough to do? Well, I didn't say that, but my best friend was like, who would be stupid enough to do that? You know, once they think about the future, that was going to come back to them. And I say, yo, the pandemic was a wild time. Literally, because I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that was stupid. But then but then again, none of us knew if we were making it to Thursday. So I guess if there was a time to be YOLO, that was the time. Now, mind you, everybody's paying for it now. But I do think that the pandemic time where people are taking out those PPP loans, rocking out, doing this, doing that, we didn't know we were going to make it till next Thursday. It was Monday. And we're like, are we going to make it till Thursday? I don't know. YOLO. This might be, somebody put on like REM. It's the end of the world and we know it. That's great. It starts within, literally. It was a wild time, right? It was a wild time. So I was like, yeah. But for Brian to be in that wild time and it hit him. And I guess Brian, when he said he was drinking 20 times a week, right? He was running from his demons. But in the pandemic, when there wasn't no thing to do, a lot of people struggle with that. You running from your demons, running from what's hurt you. And then boom, out the blue, you had to stop and be confined by yourself, right? I mean, maybe I'm being dramatic. Some more lipstick on. Maybe I'm being dramatic because I heard in Atlanta, y'all was doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. Atlanta was like, what pandemic? We were all huddled up wearing masks doing this. And we saw, like, I saw people like on the gram, like smoking that hookah, like tossing it up on the gram. You know what I'm saying? Just smoking the hookah and tossing it up on the gram. So listen, I do think that at the end of the day, literally, I think at the end of the day, it actually shows Brian's character that he literally got sober on his own. Of course, you know what? I've been fortunate enough that I never struggled with any addiction, at least an addiction that was illegal, right? But I've never struggled with any type of addiction that any type like that, you know? And I literally like Yeah, I give it up to him. That shows his thing, right? But again, he has that natural personality. But most people that are super, super funny, super quick with it, they've been through a lot. I haven't met anybody that was funny that hasn't been through stuff. Maybe that's why comedic actors make such good dramatic actors and actresses. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, listen, let's get into this. Philip and Philippe. Felipe. Is it Philippe or Felipe? Right? Okay, girls. Philip is off the market. I heard a lot of people in my live last week being like, oh my God, Philip. Philip ain't on the market. He ain't buying what anybody's selling. It's okay. You know, it's okay. Philip, I feel for him. I feel like this week with Old Lady Gang, they exalt not the restaurant, Kandi and the Gang. They exhausted me. I literally felt like, damn, this is like corralling kittens. Like, I would be exhausted, but I'm not a leader. If I had my choice, you know how there's a king, and then there's like their advisors that don't really got to do shit, but they be in the king's ear like, that's some bullshit. I'm gonna do that if I were you. Yes, that would be my position. Everybody has a role to play. Some of y'all might be like, Tisa girl, you the court jester, right? Juggling oranges and putting in like, you know, blah, 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 blah. But if I had my preferred thing in life, I would not, because there's a lot of responsibility to be the boss. You got to manage people's emotions. You got to bring them there. You got to make them produce. You got to do this. I don't care. Do what y'all want. Leave me alone. I'm literally sitting here writing poetry about how thou shalt not kill. Shut up. I'm rewriting the Bible, the King James Version. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? That would be my ideal. So I feel for Philip that he's like sitting there, and I never thought I would. It's like, as much as an a-hole he came across, as gruff as he was being, the staff at Old Lady Gang was still trying him, and I wouldn't have had the patience. Now, like, listen, we're all adults, ain't nobody fighting, but I would have walked out that front door, lickety split, as quick as I could. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Now, listen, Philip and Felipe, right? Brian said he's gonna be gone in 2 weeks, and when I saw his boyfriend from Brazil, I said, you better go ahead and get your green card. Sure, it's love, right? I think on Kandi Speak On It, he said they've been together for a year, and I was like, okay, right? But get this. I said, if Kandi and the Gang don't work out, you can do a 90-Day Fiance. Hopefully it won't be love after lockup, but there's a lot of shows for attractive couples that have international relationships that only known each other for a short time. Now that, probably should do like a spinoff on that. Okay, so let's get into this, right? Philip said that nobody respects like, you know, you think I'm too mean. And his boyfriend was like, I mean, sometimes, but he was just joking with him, right? If he really thought he was mean, he wouldn't be there, right? But you know, I see what he said about Felipe. Felipe is very calming. He calms them. He soothes them. He does all that stuff. Good. And you know what I will say? I really enjoy Kandi's show in the fact that there's no real star to the show. And I love the fact that we see everybody's home life. I love that. Like when it opened, when Melvin was cooking for Patrick, right? Everybody loves Patrick is the baby of the family, and Melvin. Both of them are the apple of Kandi's eyes, everybody's eyes, right? I did laugh a little bit with Melvin when Kandi was like, Melvin's such a good cook, this and that. Or Todd hating. Well, you paid for his culinary school, this and that. And I was like, look at you, Todd, a little jealous. I love the fact that to Todd, at least in my mind, he wants Kandi to think he's the best at everything. And it annoys him when Kandi gives anybody else props, because Todd is like, no, like, I'm the best. I thought that was really cute, right? Patrick's supposed to be a ladies' man, but I don't see him as a ladies' man. I call a ladies' man a dog. Like Kandi said, Patrick is a serial monogamous, and ain't nothing wrong with that, right? He likes to settle down with people. He literally met Safari, right? Him and Samara have been going strong for 15 months. It is young love. Patrick be walking that parking lot like he owns the building, right? Patrick, but I'll say one thing about Kandi. She is loyal to the people that she loves and loyal to the people that love her. So anyway, right? Safari is whatever. Now, this is, remember when Chandrika jumped and Chandrika was like, she got the same birthday as me. Ain't that creepy? Girl, really, Chandrika, that's a reach. So because he didn't work out with you, because you were born, let's just say January 20, what is it, 26th? Because it didn't work out with you, he can't never actually work out for another Aquarius. I'll tell you one thing. When Patrick was in the preview getting his stomach done with his girlfriend, I wonder if that works. I need to do that. I'm trying to eat healthier, but that's why I'm trying. I should take y'all on my fitness journey. But my whole point is, I wonder if they are going to have some type of flirtation or something, because Chandrika seemed real bothered by Patrick's new girl and real bothered that he moved on. Even for Chandrika to be like, I've been engaged for 2 months, 2 years, so it don't matter. To which I said, listen, if you're dating someone, I think the relationship should progress. Definitely. Don't be dating somebody for years. You better get engaged. But once you get engaged, sorry guys, once you get engaged, the whole point of that is actually to get married. And if you're not getting married, what are you really doing? Chandrika, you've been engaged for 2 years. Girl, you sure that wedding's going to happen? I don't know. It sounds like some Portia Simon mess. You know what? You know how Portia said, I'm having 3 weddings and a funeral for the haters. And then Simon answered the question. They set a date for February 22nd. That wedding ain't happened yet. Then Simon literally answered the question nobody asked him. I swear and vow with my honor to give Portia her 3 weddings. Boo, I thought you was like a multimillionaire. Why you acting like you got to work extra shifts at Church's Chicken, But I was like, Chandrika, don't let this be a Portia situation where you engage and the engagement is the next February 23rd. You know what I'm saying? But then again, Chandrika is an Aquarius. And if y'all know anything about Aquarius's relationships, if they choose to enter into one, does work on their own time. So I'm willing to bet that if Chandrika as an Aquarius woman is not married, I'm willing to bet it's probably her choice. It's probably her choice, right? Listen, again, Phillip don't get no respect. I don't understand his goal. His goal is to keep the staff and teach them to work better, or is to crack the whip and make the restaurant a success? Because let me tell you something. Kandi loves all those people, but anybody that works in the industry knows there's a lot of turnover, because what you won't do, someone else will, and they will keep turning over until they find the perfect team, and then keep turning over. I turned the heat up in here and I'm like dying now. I hate central air. Anyway. Where's Thermy when I need him? Y'all be clowning me from when I used to do lives all the time. I did it by Thermy, my thermostat. Thermy was the star of the show. I know Thermy eclipsed me in style, elegance, grace, and face. For you guys who don't know, Thermy used to be on the wall behind me. And Thermy eclipsed. Thermy was the star of the show. But one reason I was always sitting by Thermy is because I was always turning the heat on or off, up or down. I could never get comfortable. What's my ideal temperature? Someplace where it's like warm, where there's a breeze going by and a ceiling fan above. Anyway, let's go, right? Ooh. Let's get into Dominique and Brandon. Why did Dominique say, can I have a hug? And then Brandon went to go kiss her. And Dominique full on mugged him in the camera. Let me tell y'all something about Brandon. Brandon's a Virgo man. And a lot of people think that Virgos are a-holes. But I know this for a fact, and everybody I know that's dated a Virgo. When a Virgo rocks with you, you are their baby. You are their perfect princess. A Virgo man or woman, they will rock with you till the wheels come off. If a Virgo man, and I say this with respect, I hope none of y'all been through this. If a Virgo man is not showering you with love, gifts, affection, time, everything they got to give, they will give 100%. The same way Virgos will give 100% to the job, 100%. When a Virgo rocks with you, they will give you 100% and do it so happy just because they want to see you smile, right? Ooh, let me unzip this, right? And do it just because they want to see you smile. He really, Brandon really likes Dominique. He is literally laying on that Virgo charm, whining, dining. Yes, my queen. What do you want? He sees the stars in the thing, right? Listen, Dominique's gorgeous. Virgos also like perfection. You ain't never gonna be with a scrub. Virgos are always dating somebody beautiful, man or woman. Let me tell you something. Dominique's gorgeous. She has a gorgeous body. She's a gorgeous girl. Like Dominique, she's perfection walking, right? I will say that when he I saw that Virgo flare up in Brandon's eyes when he said, "So what do you want to do? Be a choreographer?" Because that's one thing about being with a Virgo. You can't have stuff when you're with your Virgo. They will treat you and wine you and dine you and what the best, but God damn it, you better be ready to work. And by work, I mean that they want you to work to be the best version of yourself. So if you are like a fry cook, they will look at you and they'll be like, "Because I love you, I'm going to make you the restaurant owner. Get ready for 7 years of hard work." They'll invest in you. They want you truly to be the best versions of yourself. One, because they're like, how can you not be happy if you're not the best version of yourself? But two, they don't want to be with any scrub because they'll start to look at it like you don't want better for yourself. And three, they just like it. It's fun, right? So that's why I saw when she asked it, Dominique, so what do you want to be? Do you want to be a choreographer? Like you eventually want to be like the head choreographer? And Dominique was like, I'm just with Dominique. Actually, no. I just want to go on tour. And the thing is, Brandon liked her so much. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool." But when he saw that, I saw that Virgo thing of this literally. And I saw Brandon in his mind being a Virgo say, "You know what? Let me just make her fall in love with me. And then once I make her fall in love with me, we're going to make sure she's the head choreographer. We're going to make sure she's the choreographer that people go to literally choreograph their things." And Dominique going to be like, "I don't want to do that. I just want to be." And the Virgo going to be like, "Listen, I'll tell you what you want to be. Don't worry, baby. You don't even know. Just, you're so pretty. Just come on. You put the work in. I'll plan it. Let's go. Because you ain't just going to be touring for the rest of your life." I saw his Virgo mind slip in and he was about to be like, "Why would you want to be the choreographer? Why would you want to be the boss? What you mean you got so much talent? What you mean you just want to tour?" But he said, pull it in and let me just, pull it in and let me just, let me make her fall in love with me. And then I can start making changes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? Now, listen, they've showed that cute throwback to Kandi and Todd. I actually forgot that when Kandi and Todd started first dating. I forgot that. It must have been something special between them because that's one thing about, we didn't know that much about Todd back then, and we still don't. Todd, like, he's a bit like Dawan. Like, he keeps everything kind of close. You see what he wants you to see, but anything you don't see. I'll say another thing. Kandi surrounds herself with good dudes. I know the women she surrounds herself with are top notch, but sometimes people will surround themselves with like dirtbag guys, like even as friends. Kandi literally surrounds herself. You look at Brandon, who's trying to wine and dine Dominique. You look at Phillip, who's in a stable relationship. You look at Brian. You look at this. She doesn't surround herself with dirtbag guys. All the guys that she surrounds herself with and lets into her orbit are trying to build and get something. And that includes even building personal. It's like good dudes, right? That's pretty admirable. But listen, I forgot when Todd and Kandi, and it makes me think that things must have really been super, super special between Todd and Kandi, because Kandi ain't letting nothing hurt her bag. And when she first started talking to Todd, there was a little few hiccups. There was a few kerfuffles, if you want. And the fact that she pushed through, I said they must have had a strong bond for Kandi to even let that get in the way of her work. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get to touring. Let's get to touring. Touring talking about Phillip isn't writing his check. He's talking about Phillip isn't writing his check. Phillip, right? Touring. Chandrika, Dominique, and Touring were at his apartment with that pathetic Trader Joe's. I'm not even saying that Trader Joe's, because Trader Joe's will have you a charcuterie board you've never seen. If you've never been to Trader Joe's, you need to go, right? You'll stop eating at restaurants for months straight because you're like, oh my God, I got this truffle oil for only $1.99. We're going to have truffle eggs at home over asparagus. Ooh, that sounds good. I don't even like asparagus. That sounds good. I just had that the other night. Anyway, I say all this to say, Kandi said the show was real. I do appreciate the fact that nobody is faking what really happens. We all know that when we go over to our coworker's house, right? We sit there and we talk trash about our boss. We talk trash. We love it, right? At least I did. I'd be like, I was talking trash. I literally started a YouTube channel talking trash, right? But my whole point of the matter is, this show is very, very real. Where the way a restaurant really runs, the way people act, it's super real. It's super authentic, right? However, they put a lot of stuff in Torrance head. Even when they went at that company dinner, well, not the coworker happy hour, they put a lot of stuff in Torrance's head. I understand that. Torrance came in on 100. Phillip was sitting there asking him, okay, so can you tell me why you think you'd be a good fit for this position? And Torrance looked at him and said, okay, so I told you about myself. So when are you going to tell me a little about yourself and why you're a good fit for this position? And I said, I was dead. What was that with Phillip and Torrance? What was that? I literally was like, how are you guys getting me to feel sympathy for Phillip and what he goes through? The fact that Phillip sat there and finished the conversation and finished it politely, it was crazy. Now, I understand, but Torrance, I don't care what y'all say. Torrance came in on 100. On 100. Okay, I've explained it. You're going to tell me? So then Phillip was like, well, usually that's not how it works in an interview. And Torrance was like, well, you're not interviewing me, which led me to, and I'm interested to see what is the goal in Kandi's restaurant? Is it to get the existing staff that's like family and elevate them? Or is it to get the restaurant to be successful as quick as possible? I do believe this is going to be the climax of the show. Obviously, the restaurant is doing great and it is super successful. Everybody's always talking about how good the food is, out of this, that, and the third. But it's kind of like both can happen. But taking the existing staff and getting them to grow, that happens super slowly. And I see why they're now cycling through managers, because nobody can handle them. They are the baby's kids of restaurant a restaurant. They are the baby's kids of restaurant workers. They really, really are, right? Listen, it's an odd way to run the place where the workers have no respect for the management. Chandrika, if you got a problem with 12 an hour, Kandi said it right. Go and talk to her about it. Seriously. I mean, I know most major, go and talk to her about it. Now. Again, I want to know what y'all had to say. Do y'all think that Torrance was arrogant? I do. I think, listen, let me drop the call-in link for y'all to call in. If anybody wants to call, we'll do call-in link for about the last 15 minutes. We'll do a call-in link. So listen, if you guys were with me last week, you will know that we had a dark cloud coming to our call-in. If anybody starts any mess and then runs back and starts lying, and it doesn't even matter. The point is, I am going to be blocking people and all this other stuff. If you do, anyway, y'all, if y'all new to the channel, I'm Twitter fingers. I'm about that life. If y'all not new, you're like, yeah, Tisa Malone. We know. Okay, so listen. Here's the thing. Does anybody want to call in? Does anybody have any thoughts to say? This is a great review. Any recaps? Any thoughts? Anything? Well, here's the thing. Amina, you say that Phillip was definitely rude. He's starting to think it's his restaurant, but that's the thing. Again, maybe I've had a-hole managers, but a manager kind of has to, in my mind, has to act like he owns the restaurant. He had no right to be that rude and nasty, so rude to Chandrika. But the way Torrance came in on 100, tell me who comes in talking to their boss, talking about, do you want to tell me some more about it? Oh, well, I'm already hired, to their direct manager. Again, maybe your direct manager can't fire you, but you just made an enemy for life. So why would you want that, right? You said Torin was under the impression he was coming in to do a job. If he was being interviewed, Noone should have explained that. I agree. Or was he? Again, the roles aren't clearly defined. Hey, Nola Reed, how are you, Mama? How are you
Hey,
doing?
I had to come back since we started this journey last week.
Yes. How are you, Mama?
I am good. I was on that Kandi thing watching with you. I was like, I hope Tisa be a little delayed because I got to
Exactly.
see what Alberta and them talking about. Because baby, Alberta face said it all. Okay, she had me looking over my glasses like this when
Yes.
they asked about Phillip, and she said, and then when she grabbed her purse and walked out and left, I said, "Sweet Jesus."
But let me tell you something. That fight, it wasn't even a fight, but that family thing between Aunt Bertha and Cousin Kim, the nerve of her talking about she quitting and then saying, "Who's coming with me?" And at first I was like, "Who's lying? Who actually said that?" But then when Aunt Bertha got up and started screaming and yelling, I was like, I think Aunt Bertha might be telling the truth. Now I know a lot of people say, well, if you not lying, why are you getting so upset? But I feel like old school people, our aunties, our grandmothers, when you lie, they get so upset. Like, you a liar, you a liar. So I was like,
That's
I think
that old lady man. But I done renamed
yes.
Aunt Nora Aunt Nuck if your buck because I never would have thought Aunt Nora would have been the one ready to throw hands.
Wait, it was Nora? No, oh sorry, you guys, it was Nora, not Bertha. Sorry about that. Thank you, babe.
I
Yes,
never would have thought Aunt Nora would have been the one who baby, she been trying to throw hands since episode 1. Last week we had her throwing people over the fence. This week she like basically I'm beat your ass. I done did it before to Kim. I don't know if anybody caught that part.
I caught it. We had to talk
I
about
was
that.
like, oh,
I
so
said,
I Nora like throwing them blows.
yes, if Kandi got another live, I'm dropping in there and be like, Nora expressed her desire to beat her ASS like she did before. Could you care? Like, when did this happen before? And when she said that, Kim was like, so
Baby,
I said, it must have been a butt whooping because Kim literally was like,
she kind of scooted on to the back a little bit.
but also had that look like, just had look like, why you remind me that you put your hands on me? Yeah, that was a crazy scene, but that's honestly, you can see like with Kandi, the way that like there is a lot of love and that they are actually family, because the way they even calmed it down and the way everybody got involved to calm it down and be like, stop, 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 stop. You sit here, you sit here. And then like Kandi said, right, don't nothing unite the family like food. They got up to go eat some chicken and Kim was just sitting there. You know, she ain't want any damn chicken, but she had to. She
I
had
just
to.
feel like they didn't do anything that no other family don't do. Like I done had cousins, we done got into it, not like that, but baby, we ain't never been ready to fight physically, but it done got heated. You know what I'm saying? We done cussed each other. When I tell you, I call my cousin all kind of deep freezer, refrigerator built. You know what I'm saying? All kind. But I mean, it's just a heated argument. But everybody like, yay, hey, y'all bring that back. So I mean, it wasn't a big deal to me. It was just, I know her. You about 20 minutes from seeing Jesus, and you still ready to throw blows. Like
Yo,
I was
but you
tickled.
know what? But you know what though? It makes me wonder. Yeah, she said, I'll drag you just like I dragged you before. But it made me think, was she ready to throw blows? Because listen, I come from a family where when we get back, listen, the neighbors probably think that we're like rival gangs over a game of Monopoly when somebody's losing or when $100 disappears from the Monopoly money. Like we go to war over a Monopoly game, over Go Fish, or Scrabble. Our family, you can just tell I'm loud. The family's loud. The family's heated. It's a mess. I got to admire in reality show where you're actually showing what a real family is. Yes, arguments come up, but they're solved through everybody calming down and just moving forward. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, maybe it's my family, maybe it is functional. I learned a long time ago, the most you can do is talk to smooth things over. And sometimes you have the deeper conversations to be like, this is a problem. But if anything, it's just like in life, you're always going to have conflict. It's like saying being married, and those people, it's like, I've been married 20 years and we've never argued. I'm like, you guys are a liar. You can't. Either that or you somebody cheating on somebody. You just don't care enough. They leave the dishes in the sink and you're just like, yeah, do what you want. But I say this to say it, it's like you always have to keep talking, discussing, smoothing over. So even though it was a high point, to me, I mean, I didn't really take it that seriously. It seemed like just like, all right, so y'all just working this out.
I just looked at it like regular family drama. Like I said, it was just a surprise to me because we always see Mama Joyce ready to get down. You know what I'm saying? Mama Joyce ain't gonna hold it back. We have seen that. We have always seen Aunt Bertha. Aunt Bertha gonna, if it's on her mind, she gonna say it. When God was giving out filters, Aunt Bertha was getting the cooking gene. Okay, she wasn't in the line for the filter, so
Yes,
we know that. But Aunt Nora has always come across as the peaceful one out of the three. You know, the one that will calm down and the nurturing one. So to see her 2 episodes back to back,
exactly.
I
It was
was
crazy. Now I
I
was
wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready either. So Kimberly once said, Tisa, you must have missed that and went and got a snack. That part went down. Actually, I was putting makeup on, first of all. But second of all, that snack part when Don Juan told Torin to go to that area to check it out and did not tell him Philip was in there. So Philip was totally wrong. Okay, all right, I'll give that. So that's what y'all mean about like, oh, it was like a sneak attack. But even if he was totally wrong, if you somebody told you to go check a place out, you assume the place has a manager, right? So when someone walks up to you and they're just like, "Hi, my name is Phillip. I'm the manager." Even if his job is event planning, even if his job is this, even you are still under the he's the director. Phillip is the director of operations in that restaurant. So he is even higher than the manager. He's the senior manager. He's the owning manager. So I get that. And maybe that's what happened. But once somebody said, "Hi, I'm the manager," why didn't that like and again, respect doesn't mean you're like, oh my God, thank you, thank you. But just like this person, I need to stay on their good side. That type of respect that you would have for a manager. Do you see what I'm
Not,
saying?
not
Yeah.
Tisa. Not Tisa. You know
Go
I
on.
love you, child, but you know I'm gonna keep it real and give my honest opinion. Respect is a two-way street, it's not a one-way. And Philip won't respect on a one-way street. He want them to respect him, but he's not respecting them. And he said it himself, there's a pecking order. Kandi, Todd, Don Juan, and then him. So if Kandi rehired me, Don Juan told me to come in here and do it. Why am I in here explaining myself to you? So it don't seem like management let Philip know that Torrin was coming back, because if he needed, it wasn't an interview. You pressing him about who he was, and the people that you have just said here and told me are higher than you are the ones who told me to come back, man. If you don't get on my face, it's a way to be stern without coming off arrogant. Like, listen, last week, you know, I was here for Philip with the way Sean Driller, cause I'm Bertha call her Sean Driller. I'm gonna call her Sean Driller. It's a To me, her attitude and the way she was going about things from what we saw, right? She deserved to
Yeah.
get what she get. But this week that was unwarranted. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man trying to do his job. Now I do feel like he did have a little extra energy from Philip because Sean Driller had already warned him about how Philip was. But Philip, that's not the way to handle it usually in an interview. It wasn't an interview.
Yeah, but
It wasn't an interview. He
you
was
guys are
already
right.
hired and asked back to come and plan the events. He needed to take his measurements and get gone. Like, I don't feel like Kandi and Todd and them are handling that right. If you brought Philip in to run it and you want Philip to have that kind of force, then put him in on the decisions of bringing people back. He should have been in there with Don Juan when Don Juan and him was meeting about expectations and what he was going to do. Why wasn't Philip in there?
You know what? This you guys are right. You guys are when you say it like that, you guys are 100% right. Um, but again, and again, I'm not defending Philip because you guys are right. Respect is earned. Philip came in on 100. So now there are preconceived notions. But to be honest, Philip, you're the one that gave everybody those preconceived notions. So here we are, right? But how do you guys justify Torm being like, are you gonna tell me like what you do, what your position is? I've told you a lot about myself in a restaurant. And I get what you guys are saying, and that might work in the corporate world. And again, maybe every restaurant's different. So I don't want to act like I'm the restaurant whisperer. But I do think that in restaurants, the manager is even over the events planner. They are the boss. So the boss, they are the de facto boss. Again, there's mommy and daddy, and then there's the oldest child. Mommy and daddy are going to the store all the time. So, I mean, how do you guys like respect is earned? But then, and this is my whole thing, I feel like Brian handled it like the best.
Oh,
Phillip
I
came
loved
like,
Brian.
yeah, Phillip came like a little like, what? And Brian was like, okay, it's all positive. He didn't get smart. He was just like, what is going on? He held his own. He pushed back. But then at the end, he was just like, okay, positive vibes. Torin literally was taking low blows. And there's a difference between Phillip learning how to talk to people and Torin literally coming. But again, you guys are right. Torin didn't know what Philip's position was. And clearly in the past with that old lady gang restaurant, the managers did not have the respect that you use, not, but didn't have the power that you usually expect managers to have. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe
Right.
Phillip can't, I guess Phillip can't fire anybody. Phillip can't hire anybody. Phillip is there just to manage. But this is why all your managers leave, because you try.
Right. Now, listen, I'm not gonna say that Torrin wasn't a little extra, but I was here for his extraness because even I haven't worked in a restaurant, but I've worked in the corporate world, right? And I'm gonna give you respect, but you're also gonna respect me. And when you get to talking to me crazy, understand my mindset has always been the same way I got this job. I get another one. And if he running his own business and is from what they showed us on the first episode, the events he's doing is beautiful. I don't believe for not 1 second Kandi don't have him decorating stuff for her around there. So he getting checks. I really believe he was just bought back because he was the original, and Kandi like her people who stay loyal to her. Whatever she doing, she gonna make sure they all get a check. And I believe that's why he there. Right. And he can show off what he does. But the same, I feel like he matched Phillip's energy. Lead with respect, not with condemnation. Don't talk down to me. Because the minute you getting talking down to me to try to tell me who you are, but I'ma show you who I am. And that's
Mhm.
kind of the energy he had. Like I say, Phillip definitely needs to be stern with them. He definitely needs to be stern with them. Don't go out to drink with them because baby, they like children who,
Yeah.
when they two and you think everything they do is funny, and they around here and they hitting people and they cussing
Yeah.
people at 5 and 6, and you like, ha ha ha. And then when they 15, they're beating you up. Now you want to say something and you can't. So he can't
Exactly.
go in there and start that trend, but there's a way he can show that he's a leader in a positive way without talking down to them and condescending. He comes off as an asshat. I'm sorry.
Okay.
To
But
people who to people who he don't have to have that energy with. With
I get
Chandrilla, I
that.
understood. But Brian ain't did that man nothing.
True. But Brian knew how to handle it, and he diffused
I mean, he
Phillip
did. He did. Brian was
because
funny, baby.
it's
When
kind
they
of like,
showed him with the Swift, and he said when they're bringing the casket.
yes, listen, it's literally sometimes you got to think, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And I understand, but I would just, I mean, and I say this as someone that's always getting smart or used to get smart with my managers or say, so it's like, I can see it from both sides. I can see it from both sides. It's kind of like, but when you have a manager, do you want to make an enemy out of this person? But again, this goes into how much power does Phillip really have? Because everybody's acting like they cannot get fired. So maybe that's it. Grandma Esther, really quick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What are your
How are
thoughts
you,
about it?
sweetie? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are
I'm
you?
great. I'm fine, sweetie. I went to the OLG game the other day. Now I'm in the hospital with diabetes and high cholesterol. Yes, yes.
Hi, Dre.
I'm just trying to get it together, sweetie. I'm just trying to keep it together. So I'm just calling to say, please pray for me, okay?
Okay, babe. Is this Dre?
No, sweetie, no, it's not.
Okay. We'll pray for you.
Okay? Thank you so
Okay.
much. Everybody be blessed. I got the grandkids coming to bring me high fives for the night because I'm starving. Bye, Tisa. Love you.
Love you too. Bye, Grandma Esther. Okay, so there we go.
I like the picture from last week better.
I do too. I guess Dre was like, "Ooh, let me just hi, Dre." Hi. So anyway, right anyway, right. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so listen. What I want everybody in the comments to know what did you think of this week's episode? Where do you rate it? Are you going to be watching next week? And also, of course, Nola reads. What did you think? How did you rate it? And will you be watching next week? And give your honest opinion. Listen, I know everybody loves Kandi. I know they respect Kandi as a businesswoman. I do too. Blah blah. Kandi ain't watching this show, so we can be honest. What did y'all really think about this?
I'm gonna give it was a 7 for me. It wasn't nothing too major happen that I was like, oh my God, that would have put it at a 10. But I'm definitely gonna be watching next week. To me, it gives basic reality TV, like the real in reality TV. Versus, some of the stuff you can kind of tell this contrived. I know they have to tape with each other. I know they have to film with each other, but it's certain things like that you just wouldn't do in your natural reality that happens on these shows. And so I feel like we're actually getting natural reality with this show. And I'm only giving it a 7 because, like I said, it wasn't too much drama. It wasn't too much, but it wasn't too little. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
I'll tell you what, I'll agree with you about them getting like natural drama. It seems very organic. It feels very like
right. It's not contrived.
It's not like in Housewives the way like it's the first time meeting. They walk in and say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And they're just like, "She tried to disrespect me." You know what I'm saying? So it's not contrived. It reminds me, it's super, super authentic. I would have really liked this episode, and I know nobody cares about what I like. I would have liked this episode combined with the first episode to kind of be like a super hour and a half episode, because I do honestly feel like we are still getting to know everyone. So they introduced some of the characters first episode. Now we got the rest of the characters, and I really feel like next week is when we take off, because we know where everything's set. And even that Speak On It, if you guys didn't see Speak On It, go ahead and watch it. But even the way Kandi was asking, what you think about this person, this person, this person. And she was telling us all the interesting backstory. And then they even got into the argument with Aunt Nora. And Aunt Nora got up and left. And I literally said a super chat, like, what happened?
Kim is Aunt Bertha's daughter. So we're not going to get to talking like, you my sister and I love you. But that's my child and you're not about to play with her. So, baby, I just had my little DoorDash delivered with my McDonald's. So it's the closest thing I got to be with a purse.
Yes.
Bertha put it on that wrist, baby. And she was out. She said, I'm not doing this no more. I'm done. I ain't coming back.
Exactly. I find everybody super entertaining. I would have liked this to be a super episode, but that's because I was like, okay, fine. I know where everybody is now. But that said, this was actually really good too. And now I'm ready for like the plots to develop. I'm ready to start really, really getting emotionally involved in everybody's plot,
Yes. I'm ready to see a little bit more of Shardo. I want to see Shardo and Brian interacting together. I think that's gonna be a hilarious Kiki. I really do.
Yes.
And I want to taste them egg rolls every time they show them. I want them egg rolls.
Those egg rolls that Brian make look so good, like so good, right? Lulu 236 says, Phillip strictly military, so give him a chance, but talk to him one-on-one. You'll find out he's okay. Yeah, you know what? I grew up around a lot of military people. So, well, not grew up, but you know what I'm saying. I knew a lot of military people when I was younger. So I kind of understand that mentality about like, with military people, they don't believe respect is given, respect is earned. Like Speak Sister said, they believe my respect is implied. You're already out of pocket by not respecting my rank. You're already out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Phil, again, Brian is the breakout star, but you know what I'll say? This is the first reality show I've seen in a long while that I feel like every character can stand on their own. If there's a scene with Chandrika, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. If there's a scene with Brian, oh, this is going to be good. If there's a scene with Torin, Phillip, Everybody's seen it. I'm like, this is going to be amusing. We don't get into that housewives curse where you're just like, I'm fast forwarding. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Cause Lord knows I fast forward through Ashley and her husband on Potomac. I don't want to see them.
girl. Let me just shut up. Let me just shut up. Let me
I'm
just shut
just saying
up.
I do. I do.
When
I
she
don't want to see
blindfolded
them.
Michael,
But it was
fed
not
him
a scene.
strawberries, lifted his head up, and then said, "You're beautiful, you know that," and kissed him. I was like, I
I'm
would
not
have literally
interested.
been like, "Hello." When I was in when the producers were like, "Here's strawberries and whipped cream, so why don't you blow them and just blow on the strawberry?" Sorry, and be like a little like sexy, right? I'd have been like, "Hello, UPS, are you hiring?" I can't do this. I can't do this. I like all of them. So let's see what the comments are saying. You guys are giving it tens, a nine. Somebody gave it a seven. Listen, let's see who else. What other things are we giving? Let's get to. Oh, here we go. A six. Vasa, Aunt, you said Dr. 90210 wants a 10. We got a seven. Charlene, Timalaya has a 10. I know that's right. Hey, Nerva. Nerva has a 10. Amina, what's up? 10 out of 10. Let's see. Meep said that was not Dre. I have my doubts. What other things do we have here? Let's see. Oh, Spixer said an 8, and you will be watching. I know that's right. You said an 8. Would have loved to see Kandi and Todd this episode. They got so many. Nads said, "What's up, Nads?" Said an 8 too. What other votes we have? This looks like this is solid. Listen, I honestly think this again. It doesn't have the salaciousness of a fist fight baiting us, right? It doesn't add the salaciousness of seeing people backstab and this and that and just be horrible people for no reason. That said, it has the appeal of actually being entertaining. You know, so I do think because it is a new show, don't forget a lot of the spinoffs, when they come in with Roja, with Potomac, with this, with that, they usually take the name and people just set their DVRs. It has a lot to do with the views. I really do think this show is going to take off. It's really, really, really good, you know? Oh, all the way up north said they give it a 10. I know that's right. Um, Amina said, Phillip said he's not in the military. That's just as natural to be there. He was even like that with his boyfriend. True. Okay.
He said that. He said that. But I think maybe when Phillip boyfriend be permanent in his life, it might change him a little. He might bring out that softness in him. Because you can kind of see it was there
Yeah.
when he was with Felipe. But babe, can I just say they is a sexy couple, honey.
They are a good looking couple. They look
Baby,
good
he
together.
said they still together. I started on to speak on it.
Yes.
But they
They're
look good.
a
They
good
look
looking
good
couple.
together. Well, that cancels my plans for him being my children's first stepdaddy.
I'm gonna hurt you. Brown, let's get through. Brown Sugar gave it an 8. Kimberly Wynn gave it a 10. Lori gave it a 10. Jen Drops gave it an 8. Lily, what's up, girl? You said a 10. Bridget gives it a 9. Naz is like, I can't wait for next week. Bridget, Paula gave it a 10. Michael Armstrong gave it a 9.5. I know that's right. Mr. Armstrong, he's like, you're going to have to earn that 0.5. You're going to have to earn it. Listen, it looks like there was a lot of good feedback. I'm interested to see what the ratings are this week. I really do want this show to grow because, listen, especially because I spend a lot of time overseas. One, the show's entertaining. Two, it's a Black-led show with Black production, right? 3, because I spend a lot of times overseas, representation matters. And this show is entertaining, it's good, it's wholesome, but it's still real. So it's not like people are sitting there walking like, oh, well, I'm pretending to be something. It's showing real, authentic, an experience that, we're not a monolith, but I love the fact that it's showing, like, I don't want to say positive influence because I roll my eyes when I say, like, oh, this is a positive thing, but it's showing something that I don't have to explain or cringe or be like, oh, it's something, I don't know. It's family friendly. And I returned, just like the Cosby Show was super entertaining, but family friendly for 2022, because they weren't talking about people saying things in the Cosby Show. But I don't know. I really want the best for this show. And I think and on top of that, on what the positivity it brings, I actually think it's a really entertaining show. So fingers crossed, you know?
Right. I wanted to work out because we don't look how we look on, let's say, a Jocelyn's Cabaret, or
Even though I love Jocelyn's Cabaret, but I know what you're saying.
you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying. Listen, I have to go watch it so I can put up my review on it, and I'm dreading it because I already know like I'm gonna be cussing. There's
Listen,
no reason to throw nothing at that girl like that. I already know I'm cussing, but
oh,
listen.
I haven't watched the new season yet. I'm still on the last one. Do it like it's your B day. Do it like it's your B day.
Oh no, she got the new
Like
song.
be like
She,
so like aggressive when she dance, just twerking, but looking at the camera like, I know you want it. Like
she, baby,
Jocelyn,
she got the
do it
new
like it's your
song
B-Day.
Vegas.
Do it like it's your B-Day. She be like, I'm like, do it like it's your B-Day. Jocelyn be like, just be a Jocelyn
You gotta
Hernandez.
see the new one, Tisa. It's ridiculous. The new song is a little bang though. The new
Listen,
song is a bang. But I
all
wanted
of
to ask
Jocelyn,
you. I
yo,
know
all
we
of
talking
Jocelyn's
about
songs.
I know we talking about Kandi, but I wanted to ask you because I was waiting for you to put up a post because you know you put up everything Portia and Simon. Did you see Simon on Instagram throwing shade at Dennis in the two Versace robes?
I already got a video about it. I'm dropping it tomorrow.
So I
Kanye was
knew it was
keeping
coming. I
yes,
knew it was coming.
Kanye was keeping me busy. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna drop this because Kanye and Kim was all over the guy Al Gore's internet. Yo, we're gonna
Cause
talk
I
about
kept
that tomorrow.
refreshing. I'm like, I know she coming with it. I know she coming
Because
with it.
I was just like, I have thoughts. But yeah, Jocelyn, I know you want it. Just do it like it's your B-Day. Jocelyn is be dressing, dancing so seductively. And you look at her face, it just be aggressive. Like, I guess. You know who also got a banger? Ballistic Beats. I didn't know that one song they always played was his song. He actually has like a couple of bangers in his thing. I said, okay, Jocelyn and Ballistic, you know?
I didn't know that, but I know that you gotta hear the new song, baby. She come on, welcome to Vegas, baby. Why don't you come and pay me? Give me their
Oh
money.
yeah. Yes.
Give me
Welcome to
diamonds,
the
buy me
baby,
rubies,
baby.
baby. Then she say, I wanna ride, I wanna ride, I wanna ride,
Oh
I wanna
yes.
ride.
I want to
I
be. I
like
want to.
watched that
Then
part
what
like
she be like?
5 times before I watched the episode.
Listen, she be having some bangers, and thank God she got away from Stevie. But Jocelyn is a study on someone that was very much emotionally and physically abused, and she literally has started imitating Stevie, the way he talks, his gestures. Jocelyn needs some therapy, and I say that with like love because I want Jocelyn to win, but she needs to completely heal from what Stevie did to her. Because right now, mm-mm,
I'm not saying
mm-mm.
it with love. She need help. That's just what it
No,
is.
I'm just saying, even the way she talked to those girls, she talks to those girls, and that's why she flips out sometimes. She be talking to those girls the way Stevie, I'm guessing, or somebody talked to her. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's literally, even at the reunion from last season, when you saw her morph into Stevie, the way he'd be sitting there with his legs open, it's just like, Jocelyn. Yeah, he hurt her to her core, but she got a good man in Ballistic Beast. That's another Virgo. A Virgo will keep you straight. A Virgo will keep you straight. Let's see. I figured that had something to do with family court. Dennison on his page. He about to get petty. That's right. Yo, make sure y'all watch for the video tomorrow. I'm dropping it. I'm doing a little investigation to see what else I can add into
I
it.
can't wait to see Dennis post tomorrow. I mean, I know I'm no Tisa because I'm just starting, but baby, I got my little footage. I got my little footage ready.
Oh, yeah, brown sugar. That's another good point. Portia and her ways literally had all of us watching. And again, I'll admit, I was watching it to see how her and Simon act, to see how the stories lined up, to see what was going to happen. And then halfway through, people lost interest. But then it was like that fight that people are like, okay, so what happened in the fight? And there were all these rumors around that Dennis had hit Portia, this and that. And to come to find out, well, you already know what happened. Come to find out. Come to find out, you know? Listen. Anyway, listen. Anyway, that video, Stevie, we not talking about. Stevie ain't ish. Anyway, you guys, thank you for joining for this review. I will see you guys next Sunday. I'm gonna put up a post. And let me know if you guys actually respond to like surveys, because I'm wondering whether we should do it this at 10:15 or whether we should start doing it when Candy's Speak on It is over. Because I feel like the Speak on It are going to start getting a lot better as the weeks go on. But I don't know if y'all going to be up for 10:45. So you know what? If you guys are watching this, let me know in the comments. Super chat. Listen, Yeah, let me know in the comments if you're watching this on playback, whether you guys want to. Oh, and also I'm going to be on Up and Adam's channel tomorrow at 12, or he'll be on my channel. We still have to work it out. Anyway, me and Adam are going to do another review for Portia's Family Matters. All right, everybody. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.